Welcome to the Energy Hour. The Energy Hour is brought to you by Quality Home Improvement, Southern California's premier residential and commercial contractor, making homes and businesses energy efficient, one building at a time.
Hey, Sean, what's going on?
Hey, Chris, how are you doing?
Not too much. Hey, we got Patrick Robinson in the house, finally.
Yeah, what's going on, Chris Monster Boss?
You know what I'm saying? He's one of our reps out here at QHI, does a lot of things for us. Patrick sees a lot of the upfront scenarios, and I'm talking about the good, bad, and the ugly, right, Pat?
Yes, sir. The good, bad, and the ugly.
We've seen a lot of ugly, meaning, we go by people's houses, and they got, Chuck in the truck or Pete in the pickup out there giving him an estimate, and he's got a tarp in his hand. He doesn't have anything, he's out there. I think he got him at Home Depot or something like that.
He's protecting the permit that's wrapped in the tarp.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
And, of course, the good. We got a bunch of jobs wrapping up right now with Patrick. So
Yes,
customers very excited and stuff like that. We can take a bad job, make it look good, right?
We definitely can. That's what we specialize in.
Right? So just a little bit, we get everything going just like that. So, hey, Sean, a lot of stuff going out there, man.
Yeah, crazy world,
I was blown away at what's going on with this thing called the coronavirus.
Yeah, I don't know what really when it actually first came out. Remember a couple of weeks ago, I was kind of sick.
Yeah, I was spraying everything.
Yeah.
You actually brought in the spray.
Yeah, I brought the spray in, but
You're was sorry, guys.
I wouldn't necessarily say I had that because I didn't go anywhere to see what I had. But
you don't have a fever right now, do you?
No.
Okay.
My eyes aren't yellow, and my pupils are red, so.
Exactly.
No more coughing.
I'm itching a lot more.
Remember, he was coughing a lot there, Pat. I don't know.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh, you know what? Come to think of it, that is one of the symptoms.
Coughing? But you're not coughing
Yes.
now. It's all that matters,
no.
baby. Yeah,
But,
we're going to be safe.
Yeah, but it was really kind of obscene.
It's
I never thought I would get sick like that.
How ironic, right?
But then again, I'm not saying that I had that, but you had.
I hope you're not saying you had that, Sean.
You know what? You want to know who I
Patrick's
really
sliding his
got it
chair
from?
a little bit further away
You know
from
who
me
I
as we
got it
speak.
from? This guy that gave me a fist bump.
Does he drive a blue car?
Yeah, Blue Prius.
Goodness,
Blue Prius.
man,
Keep a
that's
lookout
crazy.
for that thing. It's got writing all
That's
over
too
it.
funny. Hey, the funny thing about this is, man, gas prices have plummeted.
Oh yeah.
Maybe, I hope it stays around for a little bit so we can get down to $1.
That's the positive and the negative.
Right? I mean,
Well-
the positive is, I don't really believe in the stock market. I don't know if you guys got a bunch of money there. I don't.
No, I don't. The only stock I
You know.
put into it is when I go to the store and get a receipt for the food I buy.
There you go. You see the stock market plummeted this morning at 2,000. What is it? 2,000% or 2,000 points? Something like that. It's just silly. Just let the other guys get that. They'll be fine. So it's 2,000 points. I think it was not 2,000%.
It says right here, oil's coronavirus crash sends gas prices below $2.
Oh wow! Yeah, below $2.
It says oil price war has driven U.S. gas prices below $2 in many states. This is according to ccn.com.
Anybody out there buying gas? Trust me, if you got a Costco card or a Sam's Club card, it's $2.53.
I need a Costco card.
I'm getting me a few gallons, a few barrels of that stuff, man.
Yeah, well, I've seen those videos of gas thieves, which will drive over the main tank, where they put all the gasoline in.
What?
And then they'll have a hole drilled out from the bottom of their minivan, and they'll put a
Oh,
hose down
stop
and they'll
it.
suck that
No
gas out
way.
and drive away with the car might have like 2 or 3 50-gallon drums in the back of it.
You got to be kidding me.
No.
Oh my gosh.
And
That's
what was
crazy.
funny is, how they're trying to make it accommodating to the public. So most of those places where they dispense the fuel, not at the pump, but when it's brought to the station, are usually on the outskirts.
Right.
So people don't really pay attention too much if they're too busy
So
or
there's
whatever.
direct access to that
So
stuff?
the next time you see, a pregnant lady, driving over her with her minivan over that thing, kind of give that a second look.
Give her a
Because she might
dirty
be
look.
icing
It's what
some
you need
gas.
to do, man.
You never know.
You got to be kidding me.
It's crazy.
Wow. Interesting, right?
But I wouldn't be surprised if that goes up also.
That takes siphoning to a whole new level. That's crazy. So
Because
gas,
people are going to be standing in line for this gas, and then pretty soon gas will be out, And isn't it funny that the gas that's out kind of justifies the difference in price that you thought you got your money's worth for now?
Boy.
So now gas prices could potentially go up because if there would be no quote-unquote supply per se, but they have to sell stuff off. It just can't be sitting there for too long.
You know, this whole thing is a sham, sorry to say.
Yeah.
Gas prices are a joke. Your state and your federal taxes are through the roof, number one. And secondly, now they got to scare this coronavirus, and it miraculously drops $1 a gallon.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter what it drops per gallon, because when you go to the gas station and you buy a gallon, the state and the feds are still going to get their share. Period.
So that poor guy still gets taken at the end of the day?
No matter what. If
gas station
whether you're buying a gallon of gas or 10 gallons of gas, the same dollar of tax is still going to come out of that gas.
Unbelievable.
So the people end up kind of not really saving as far as, giving their voluntary offering to the government by virtue of buying gas, but everybody else kind of gets shafted.
I don't even think they know what they pay at the pump for state and
you
federal
look
taxes.
At that big old yellow sign right there. It says it right there above all the pumps. 18 cents a gallon for this type of tax,
I've never seen that. Where at?
You can go to pretty much any gas station.
Where have I been?
No, the problem is you're looking right where how much they want you to pay for,
right,
instead of looking up a little bit and going, oh, what's that yellow sign up there?
Oh, shoot, man. I got to check that out.
Yeah, it breaks it down because by law they have to tell you how much they're gouging you when you're at the pump.
So it's a yellow sign in very light gray print?
No, it's actually yellow. It's kind of a yellow-orangish sign with maybe black writing on it.
Oh.
I'm not sure if it has to be to a certain size per code or whatever, but generally if you look up in that area, you'll see it. Or it's written somewhere on the pump. It has to be posted somewhere.
Really?
It's the law. That's why they have those weights and measure things on there, too, so that some guy came by and certified the pump is actually pumping what it says it does, because the scams in the old days before they even had the sticker.
Yeah, they roll it back like 10 cents or something stupid like that.
Or just make it glitch to where it just kind of gets stuck, but it's still pumping, maybe water in there. Who knows?
So if you go to a gas station and there's a water hose in there as well look out.
Yeah.
That's just crazy.
And nowadays, everybody has to look out. You have to look out for those ATM skins that they fit over the ATM so it looks just like the ATM.
Yeah, that's not cool.
You're really getting your number?
Yeah. You're actually
guess
giving
what?
them.
When you're putting that card in there, or even if you go by there with the RFID on there, and your card's the type of card that sets to read that thing, there's some clown remotely grabbing that data as soon as it lands there. Thank you.
Yeah, and he's going to Walmart,
Two seconds, and he's over in another country or whatever. Who knows?
Yeah, scams that are going on, man, and this is a crazy one. I think this price war with gas is just nuts.
The Russians are getting involved now.
They're getting involved big time. It'd be like a war pretty soon, over flipping fuel. But who knows, right?
Who knows? But unfortunately, somebody in this world will die because of that whole situation. Unfortunately,
and it all came about because of this coronavirus. What do they call it? COVID-19 or something like that?
COVID-19.
Colon-19 or whatever. Because we're all getting in the colon, right? Anyways, you see people in different countries. Look at Italy, man. Holy jeez, that entire... Well, Italy's not big as it is, I don't think, right?
No, I'm not sure. I saw some figure of like 11 million people.
It's like everybody's infected there now?
Let's say the whole country is 11 million people. They're all like, everybody go home now. Right?
Yeah, we're all infected. Thanks a lot.
And then the next order is going to be anybody caught outside their house between this time and this time. We're not dragging you off to jail. We're just going to get rid of you right then and there.
We're going to shoot you and put you on the pile.
The appropriate procedure after that's done is to incinerate you.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, my goodness.
Who knows? But that's the mental hysteria that people are ingrained to listening to, because their mind is preconceived to listen to the negative instead of the positive.
Right.
So when they hear all this stuff, they get freaked out. That's why they trample and go to the stores and buy all the disinfectants and all the whatever. I was laughing at kind of really all the disinfectants and wipes and everything removed from the store because, they were purchased and sold, right? And people think about, disinfectant, and sitting right next to it is isopropyl or alcohol, rubbing alcohol. And I'm thinking, there's your disinfectant right there. That's sitting on the shelves, no problem. So it's like, give me a break.
We get conned into buying Purell, and all this other stuff, but you can't find any of that. You can't find bottled water at Costco. You can't get toilet paper Purell and anything disinfectant wise.
Yeah, well,
it's like toast.
No, that's disinfectant wise if it's a convenience for you. Look, get a rag that's been cleaned at your house. Get some alcohol, half and half water solution, rub down.
Yeah.
You're going to be fine.
Sean was a Boy Scout here, by the way, Patrick.
So you know how to survive.
Yeah, he's a survivalist. He's got a 50 caliber turret on top of his house too.
Right.
He's taking people out when he goes.
Yeah.
So the coronavirus is crazy, and people are kind of going nuts over it. It affects the stock market. It affects the food industry, and now gas. Look nobody's flying anywhere. What do you think those guys in the airplanes and
they're flying, emptying that fuel at a certain height because they got to burn that thing off. It's not like, we'll bring that back. We'll go ahead and put it back in the holding tank.
Right.
No, sorry. There's a cost to doing business. Unfortunately, they have to burn through that stuff. If you have something sitting in storage, okay, I understand. But guess what? They're eventually going to have to make money somehow. Someone's going to be like, I don't have any fuel. We'll sell you our fuel.
Yeah.
And they got to make that decision. Well, do I sell that fuel to them? Because the next day, they might lift the moratorium for all this coronavirus BS, saying, oh, you need to do this and stay away from that business. And then now they've lost money that way. Who knows? Yeah, it's just crazy right now. It's kind of scary out there. So whatever you do, just don't catch that thing, man. Yeah. Yeah. And like I said earlier, I don't know if I had that. I doubt if I did, but if it's even an inkling of any of it, man. Yeah, right? Yeah. I didn't have projectile vomiting or anything like that. It was just like massive migraine headache and just, it felt like
Patrick's really slid far away from you now. So.
He's the one who gave it to me.
Oh, my goodness. So, you got a lot of stuff out there. People are just taking advantage of stock market. I was surprised that the stock market, well, I guess it affects everything, travel and stuff like that. Not necessarily. Unshameless plug here. New York Life, it's not affected by the stock market. None of their investments are in the stock market. Guess what? For times like this. Yeah, exactly. No brainer. I never trusted. Make sure you hashtag New York Life on that one. Yeah. It's truth. Yep. I've never trusted the stock market because I've heard many things in the past where if you put your money based on the stock market that your results may not be as good as you thought they were going to be. They're always taking money from you somewhere. Right? Well, obviously, there's brokers making money because you got any money in the stock market, Pat?
No.
You got no money doing that?
No money in the stock market.
All the stuff you got going on?
Yep. Nothing in the stock stuff.
Yeah, okay. I know you have your money in gold, right, Sean? A different commodity. Yeah, something in front tangible, of your face. Right. Yeah. It's better. Yeah, I don't do the stock market, man. If you want to take a bunch of money, just go to Vegas and put it on black or red. At least you got a 50% chance, right?
50-50.
Right? So anyways, keep your money out of the stock market. That's just my advice. You hear all these other guys. And I heard of this one company that I listened to on KFI. It's a financial company. And a year ago, they changed their name. What does that mean? Is the guys that were... I guess it depends on what the name was before. Well, it had the same name, but then it had a different ending. So I was like, well, it's not the same company now, is it? I was just like... Well, just because they made a name change doesn't mean it's not the same company. I don't know, man. It's just weird. You can do these things as a corporation in the United States of America and walk away tomorrow and be a new contractor. Well, yeah, we see all kinds of contractors. Just scummy, right? Yeah. That one example we were dealing with lately who just conveniently changed their name and they still the same business practices. Yep. And basically complete name change. Yeah,
they were scamming people.
Man, they were not only scamming people, they were taking money up front and then not finishing the work. And then all of a sudden, company XYZ shows up. It's the same group of people, just a different name or the different license. I'm like, that's just messed up. Yeah, it's sad. That's just not good, right? All right. Not good. So fuel commodities, if you guys got 50-gallon or 42-gallon barrels, take them in your truck, go to Costco, fill up, man. Just put them in your garage because now's the time. Yeah. Well, probably if you're not that we're an expert in storage, but you might not want to put that in your garage. Well, you know what I mean. Come on. I mean, do something with it. I would park that puppy somewhere else. Okay. Well, grab it and park it somewhere else. Yeah. Hey, let's talk about our buddy Jeff Bezos. What was that thing I heard recently? He made $13 billion in about 15 minutes.
I believe that's what the amount was. But like I had mentioned earlier.
Can you imagine?
No, can you imagine? Look, for us, it doesn't. We wish it was 100,000 in 15 minutes.
Right?
You know?
$13 billion in 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's
disgusting.
1,300 millionaires.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I apologize.
No, it's
13,000 millionaires.
Right, there you go.
Wow.
That's a lot of money.
He's almost getting the money back from the split from his wife. You
Oh,
him-
well,
Well,
Yeah,
he's
that's
already
right.
made that back.
Yeah,
You kidding
he
me?
gave her $30 billion.
He made that on the interest.
That's crazy.
Gave her $30 billion, and this guy just made a gob of money. Yeah, $13 billion in 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Hell, he made that on the toilet, just doing
Well,
his thing.
guess what? Just because there was a settlement in their divorce still doesn't mean she doesn't have Amazon stock. We don't know
Yeah,
that.
it should be smart to keep a hold of that, right?
Well, a portion of it at least.
Yeah,
The
for
point
sure.
is, it doesn't matter. They go, well, let me sell 4% of it. Here's $1 billion. It's like, wow.
Exactly, man.
You know what? But
Exactly.
they're all going to die just like everybody else. And so they better manage that very well since they have the opportunity to have that in their hand.
Well, and hats off to this guy. Everybody thinks like, oh, he's the bad guy. No, you know what? I think he's one of the most cleanest, saturated, divine entrepreneurs on this planet. Think about it. If you are walking in his shoes, it's just business. He's just found out a way to leverage, the online market. And, you can't be jealous with it. If anything, you should commend this guy for doing what he's doing with his own mind. He put this together, and this guy started out in his garage, man.
Back like in the 90s or early 2000s.
In the early 90s, 2000,
Yeah.
Exactly. So he's been doing it for about, 10 years or so, 10, 15 years. The greatest thing about it is a proof that if you do put your mind to it, you can make anything successful. And then he bought the other things like, he's got these stores now, these grocery stores. It's just flipping amazing.
It's cheaper to actually build them than to buy them.
I know, right?
And besides,
So-
he's always said in multiple interviews, things of that nature, most of his ideas or whatever he goes off of is just intuition.
Seriously. Wow.
Now, look,
What a great intuition this
there's
guy's
probably a point in time when you make a certain amount of money. I'm not saying it's a billion or a million, but specific to the individual, when they get in a situation where they can start thinking that way, to where whatever I come up with intuition, I run on. Because look,
yeah.
you're either going to run on it and so I'm going to run it into the ground because I've had nothing before anyways, and I know what it's like to be there, and either use that as your motivation to get up out of that situation if you can and stay out of it. Some people are like, I apply that same principle, but have no malice in going back down to the dumps where I used to be because
Right.
I've done that before.
Yeah. So, he just bought the largest place in LA County, $145 million home. Congrats to this guy.
It's nothing.
And you
It's
know
nothing.
what? Hey, check this out. He's also getting into the home improvement marketing business.
Yeah.
Amazon
I wouldn't be
has that as
surprised.
well. They make feature films. They're huge.
Look, they're probably going to buy stuff like Angie's List, Home Advisor. They're going to buy all those things out.
He's not going to have to buy
That's what I would
anybody.
do if I-
He's going to blow them out based on what he can do. He doesn't need to buy them. He already knows their infrastructure. His is 20 times bigger and better, and they're going to dwindle away. That's what's going to happen.
I guess, first of all, it depends on what they have as far as databasing is concerned with regards to contractors, things of that nature.
Yeah.
Unless those contractors are buying something directly from him, he wouldn't know the difference or really
Hey, listen,
care.
I got a notice from Amazon. They knew we were contractors, and they go, hey, would you like to be one of our contractors in our new network? And I was blown away. I was like, what? What's this? And I looked into it, and it was all these home improvement things like Angie's List and Home Advisor. He's taking advantage of that. And check it out. Right when you buy something from Amazon, it will say, would you like to have that professionally installed? And then it gives you a list of contractors to choose from to get it done.
Yeah, a list of their networked contractors.
I mean, isn't Angie's List and Home Advisors the same thing?
Well, how do you know that information isn't being outsourced through them?
Listen,
we don't know these things.
Yeah, well, I don't think that's what he's doing. I used to be a member of both those different entities, right? And talking about getting bent over the barrel, I got bent over the barrel twice. And, Bezos, it just seems really, really cool what he's doing. And I commend this guy for everything that he's doing, including the new markets that are going into place. Hell, he might get into the auto industry one day. Why not?
Well, even if he didn't do any of that right now, whatever he's doing now to make that amount of money as far as what people determine your worth is monetarily. Okay, so like I said, that guy on TikTok taking a single grain of rice, and each grain of rice was $100,000. And then he counts out, oh, by the way, Bezos has 58 pounds of rice. The rest of us don't even have a quarter of a grain of rice.
Right. I mean, good for him, man. I mean, right. Let me give him.
Big clap. Way
to go, Mr. Bezos. Keep it up, man, and keep us in your thoughts as you're making those trillions next.
And remember, it's all tax-free.
I see something coming. Well, you know what? If you work it right, you can get around these things. Hey, so hats off to him.
They pay for that. And you know what I read online? I don't know if it's true because I've never done those things. But a lot of businesses that they operate are actually out of Ireland.
Really?
Yes, because they're sheltered, like tax sheltered, and there's certain overheads that aren't even looked after. So you come in as a billionaire.
No tax, maybe?
Who knows? But you come in as a billionaire and go, oh, I want to have a business in this country that processes paperwork for my country.
Yeah, that's smart. Yeah.
There's one.
Just got to play by the rules, man. Nice.
Crazy.
Being in California is tough as you already know it, right? You got all these taxes and you got all these payments and monthlies and stuff like that. Where you look at your bottom line, you're like, why the hell am I here in the first place?
Well, first of all, if I were homeless, I would try not to be in California if possible. There's homeless sleeping on top of homeless.
Yeah, you've seen those bridges in L.A., right?
Yeah,
Eight-man tents sitting there.
But see, a lot of those people too.
Hey, maybe they choose to be there. Who knows?
There are a lot of people, unfortunately, that do kind of choose to be there because that's the type of lifestyle they're used to.
Or they just got mental health problems.
Yeah.
Oh, I knew an attorney. Unfortunately, I knew an attorney when I was with the L.A. Times way back when. I was doing this kind of like this. It's like a one of those alleys, right? It's a really bad area. People shooting up and stuff like that. Well, we approached this one transient guy, and he was telling me his story, and he talked the way he was speaking to me. Flippin' guy said he was an ex-attorney. I'm just like, seriously? OMG. And he just told me his story and where it went south. And the guy was talking to me like he was going to, he's giving me his 15-minute dissertation on law and life. And he was smart. And I was just like blown away. I was like, well, can I front you and get you back into this and give me a cut? I was going to support his next law office. But, that being said, he did what he did. And, here he is.
Wow.
Sitting in the alleyway and, trying to survive.
That is
kind of blow you away,
tough.
Right?
Yeah, I've seen some pretty gnarly stuff in various alleyways from different major cities. And,
it's just crazy.
There's a lot of cases like that, too, though. You have people that's been in the military background. There's a law enforcement background. You just don't know, what happened in their life.
It's a diverse.
Took them there.
Yeah, it's a diverse, choice of people that are just.
It's tough.
It can be, right?
It's tough. I mean, there's a lot of things holding them down. Like Patrick said, mental issues. But that depends on your concept of mental issues, right? There's people that really have mental issues, and then there's ones that produce those mental issues by virtue of what their lifestyle is. Hey,
no,
check
you're
it
right.
out. I wanted to be a crackhead.
Right.
Or what? Oh, now I have mental problems. Give me a break, right? Okay. So,
Jeez.
But at the same time, that it's kind of harsh, but that's the reality of it. And then you have people whose goal it is to go, I'm going to make sure you stay a crackhead because I got to make money for my family, and I got to send my daughter to college or whatever, however.
Yeah, those are called the cartels.
You know?
You know, they're out there controlling that stuff, and they're all over the United States. So we didn't want to get into that one. That'd be a segment by itself,
Right?
But you know, that's the reality of it.
It is what it is.
You know, it is what it is. And you know, people try to fix it. You know, they have homeless shelters, you know, rescue missions, things of that nature, and God bless them. But it's tough, you know, unless people want to try to do something for themselves, but without being selfish, right?
Yeah,
I guess
right?
that's where humility comes into place.
Sure, absolutely.
You know,
just got to do what you got to do, man. Do it right, though. Hey, what about Musk? This guy is saying that aerospace or Air Force jets, they're like obsolete now.
They're obsolete.
What's up with this guy? But you know what? He's got a point.
Well, he's advocating AI drones.
So
artificial intelligence drones, no different than the Raptors we sent over to that Iranian guy. So guess what? We see you.
Yeah, well, you know, you got these drones that are in the skies now, right? Those are pretty fierce, man. They can drop a hellfire on you and just ruin your day, right?
Yeah, well, that depends on the size of the drone. You know, you go to your local Kmart or Target, right? You're not going to be able to have a drone that carries a Hellfire missile.
No,
Sorry.
right, for sure.
Right.
But now you're getting these AI-piloted F-22 Raptors.
Look what they do over
my goodness.
In Afghanistan and Iraq and stuff. You know, they'll fly little drones that are equipped with grenades.
Yeah, and they'll just drop them.
And they'll drop them, you know, pin pullers and drop the things.
Pin pullers and drop them, right. So how about an AI Raptor? That's scary now. Now we're taking this seriously, right?
Well,
talking about
unless that's 100% ran on AI, there's probably a 19 or a 20-year-old in a bunker somewhere. Steering that
kid
puppy.
Plays Fortnite all his life, and all of a sudden he gets up.
He needs to be on that thing.
He's ready, man.
I mean,
he can take you out from, half around the world.
Yeah,
man.
and when he's done with his
light
shit,
you up.
go to McDonald's.
Oh man, I hope it doesn't get to that point. But
it's already been to that point.
If you're thinking about it now, it's already there.
Yeah,
that's the story, right? It's kind of like technology that we kind of think that we have a grasp on what's in our face right now. The reality is it was created 30 years ago. So what is really out there today?
Yeah, in comparison, right?
Right, exactly. So, yeah, and you know what? Musk will probably he'll probably start making them. I mean, he's trying to go to Mars and everything else. I mean,
maybe they'll be in direct communication with all of the new trucks he's got out there. We'll be selling.
Oh yeah, right? Wow, yeah. Why not just put a Raptor in the sky?
I knew this guy working at one of these other solar companies. He had a drone that he would program to follow him.
Really?
If he was driving out in the desert, whatever, it would follow him, and then he'd show you that from his phone while he's inside the vehicle while it's behind him.
Oh, wow. So it was tracking him.
Yeah. What is the range on that thing? He said, it probably goes 50 to 60 miles or whatever. So he'll follow him the same speed and everything.
What was his premise behind that whole thing?
Wanting to be Big Brother or something? I have no idea. He must have thought it was cool because he was always upgrading to, the next and greatest thing.
I do know they do have, they can identify a subject and then actually track it, which is kind of cool. He probably just chose his truck and he just drove along that road and there he was. Gotta love it, right?
He could do anything with it. He primarily used it for his installs. When he was done, he'd throw that thing up in the air.
Oh, yeah.
Take an aerial view from around the property of his install.
Beautiful.
And,
that's where we're going to be getting. I got one of those DJIs coming.
Yeah.
And we're going to be taking some serious roof shots now, guys.
Yeah. I guess certain heights you're supposed to be have a drone or FAA licensing.
It's like it's like an F1 license, a 1F license, something like that. But you can go up to 300 feet. Truly, man, 300 feet is beyond what
No, this is
30 feet from the average home height if it's 2-story.
I'm not against people that do this, but I don't think you need any kind of a license to jump off the Ortegas and parasail.
No,
right? So why would you need a license to fly a drone?
Well, it's all about interrupting the space.
That'll interrupt your space if you hit a telephone wire coming down on that parasail or something, or in a parasail like a ultralight.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
That would suck.
Yeah, well, you got to do what you got to do, man. But I think these drones are bitching.
That would be cool.
Yeah,
because they can all interlink and communicate with each other. And I'm down here. You instantly know they're down.
That's right.
So that you can adjust whatever defense you got to do now. Who knows?
Exactly.
And also the fact that there won't be a human being inside of it.
Oh boy, got to keep those people safe, though, they say, right? Okay, now let's talk about. I heard this one guy on LinkedIn. We were talking about desalinization plants, right?
Oh yeah.
Desalinization plants, just like nuclear plants, they take actually salt water and they kind of condition it and stuff like that. Florida's got them. San Diego's got them. I think some other places
some major countries like Saudi Arabia.
Well,
Qatar.
Think about it. They're taking this water from the sea, but there's this brine. It has an aftermath. So once you condition this water, it creates this stuff called brine, right? And it's a concentrate of salt. And you can't throw that into the environment because it kills it. So now you got these geniuses that are out there. We're all scared. No, we're not going to have any more drinking water. Fa la la la. And, they start putting all these desalinization plants together. And, there's an aftermath that people don't realize. What are you going to do with all that concentrated salt called brine?
Okay, so check this out. When you
don't sell it to Morton, you know. We don't need more salt in this planet, right?
Yeah. So I typed
kills
in
environments.
getting rid of brine.
Oh, what do you do?
On Google, and it says reverse osmosis desalination. Brine disposal. In most cases, the easiest way to get rid of the important brine flow, which is 70 to 55% of intake flow, is to discharge it in the sea through a brine outfall pipe. So that's what they do with
they
it.
just shove it back.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. So now we're going to get the seas filling up with more and more salt.
Well, really, is it filling up with more and more salt? Because think about it. If you took the volume of water from the ocean and you removed the brine from it and you're just returning that brine back to the sea, it basically was still in the sea to begin with.
I don't know. You got a lot of things going on out there. I just, what they're not doing that, though.
No, but they are. They're doing it through that pipe.
No, not everybody is paying attention, though. There's some people that are sticking it back into the environment. I'm talking about going to your local dump and dumping that crap. You can't.
I see what you're saying.
It kills grass. Put a bunch of salt on your grass. Over salt your grass and see what happens.
Just think how kind of ticked off the snails would be.
The snail population go to zero, right?
A snail union or a snail lobby, to say we don't want this happening in our territory.
Right. Yeah, it is what it is, but atmospheric water generation, let's talk about that for a second.
Sure.
We can, throughout the humidity levels, wherever you're at, it doesn't even matter if you're in Arizona, which is a 10% humidity level, we can still pull water out of the atmosphere and then deliver it through a system that mineralizes that water, and then it has a 30-gallon reservoir. And we can produce, it's 316.9, ounce, like bottles of water without the plastic into a home. Yeah. 300. Now, I don't know. Are you kind of counting how many bottles of water you drink?
The other day I counted how many bottles of water times the ounces to give you how many gallons of water that produces.
Right.
Roughly 40 gallons of fresh,
which is crazy,
mineralized, filtered water that's
comes from just out of the atmosphere.
Yeah,
it's good stuff.
It makes you think. It's like, wow, that's amazing. If they had this in ancient times,
Well, you know what they do.
That would revolutionize them back.
They're
then.
doing it in the military. They do it when they're on these crazy places. I don't have any water. What am I going to do? Well, they make a little atmospheric water generator out of plastic or some material, and the sun kind of shines on it. And within so many hours, they got they can swallow once,
right?
Which is great. Keeps them alive. Right?
Survival shows. Right?
Yeah, they're out
do
there.
Something like that. They just get the moisture from the air, basically.
The moisture from the air collects, and that's what these water generators do. And they just do it from the atmosphere. It just strips the humidity. If you think about it, we don't really think about it, but right now in this room is about a 55% humidity level, right? You can almost feel the water in the air if you kind of rub your fingers around, right? So, I mean, all we're going to do is strip that. And by the way, these atmospheric water generators, they heat the water up, and it's actually cold or hot. So we're actually heating the water up too. Where it comes with a pump, so it'll pump it anywhere you want. You can pump it into your garage at a little filling station, or put it in your kitchen. You know,
That's
you
a
can
great
do
idea.
all that stuff. And you know what? You don't have to buy bottles of water anymore. What our goal is here now, I don't know if you've seen this. Plastic itself, the harder the plastic, the harder it is to dispose of. The softer, more malleable plastic, it's easier, and they call that biodegradable plastic. I don't believe in that. I think that we shouldn't have plastic at all. Maybe plastic to create things like computers and the things that we need in our society, right?
Which is pretty much a lot of stuff.
Well,
Look
I mean,
at this room. How much plastic is in it?
Yeah, there's a little bit. I got a plastic thing in my skull. No, but I'm just saying. Overall, it's either glass or plastic, right?
Sure.
So, I mean, if you eliminate a lot of, and we drink a lot of water. I mean,
I do.
You go to one of those, food stores, where everybody else, their mother goes to. You see literally cases of these water. I mean, now you don't see them because of the coronavirus. Thank you, but they're there, right? And so what we're used to doing, we're just throwing this stuff away. We're just completely throwing it away.
Well,
what do you think, Patrick? I mean, you drink a lot, right?
I do drink a lot of water. I walk a lot, so I need water.
Yeah, so you're going to burn up if you don't have it.
Right.
But if you had a thing to where you can kind of get it and produce it yourself without having to buy a bottle. I mean, what does it cost at a store? You go into a 7-Eleven or any one of these convenient Quickie Marts or something like that, it's $3.
$3 to $5, because the smart waters is about $4 and some change.
Yeah,
Smart
that
water?
was smart for whoever made that product.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The smart water. He's like, I'm going to get $1 off of each bottle.
Oh yeah, check that out. Think about it for a second.
Right.
Here. And then if you look at the water bottle itself, it says on some of these guys they'll have to state where they get the water from. It comes from public resources.
Well, I always thought it was funny where you'd have maybe a French company, and then you look at it, and the water came from Van Nuys. Right?
Just like those Mountain Spring guys, they actually get it from this thing. Guess where Hershey's and what's the other company?
Mars?
No, Hershey is one of them, and it's another company that actually takes. I think it's Coca-Cola, maybe. I'm not too sure, but they hook up to public resources. What I mean by that is they have a meter they take with them, and they hook up to a fire hydrant, and they blow this water into this 10,000 gallon tanker, and they drive it to their location. Blow that water into that. They filter it, bottle it, and send it back out to you guys at $4 or $5 a crack.
And that's smart water.
How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that?
I feel cheated.
Yeah, you feel cheated, but that's a smart idea for somebody trying to make money.
I mean, the processes alone to filter it, and you get this, this infrared stuff going on, and all these other.
Yeah,
maybe
who knows? There's even if there's a slight degradation on the interior of the bottle, for example.
Yeah.
You probably wouldn't be able to see it, but you're ingesting it.
Well, Rob was talking about there's going to be a test later on in our lives that's going to tell you the plastic levels that you have in your system, in your your blood, but it could be in your blood. Who knows?
Well, yeah. I mean, how is it?
Think about that for a second.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
Hey, Sean, you can't do this. You can't do that anymore because your plastic level is way out of whack.
Right, but we'll accept you over at the Tootsie Roll factory to make, cases for the Tootsie Rolls.
That's right. Patrick will be like, "What do you mean I'm paying $8 a bottle now?" And they said besides fuel, the next big thing is going to be water, because there's less than 1% of drinking water on the entire planet.
Well, not in the atmosphere.
Exactly.
See?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But people don't realize that.
Yeah.
So you got this pre-made atmosphere around us, and all we're going to do from the humidity levels is extract that, put it into a nice little reservoir of, this heated container, and we're going to give you hot and cold water. It's going to be mineralized at the unit. And guess what? You don't have to plug these things in because it's got 2 solar panels built into it.
Yep.
And that runs the pump and runs the process.
It's a great idea.
So how do you say no to that?
Yeah, well, there's no reason to. Because
I'm going to be putting one of these on my house, and I'm going to be putting a PEX tubing that's going to go into my garage, and it's going to have a little filling station built into the wall that you can stick your thing in there and just
push a
fresh
button.
Water.
Push a button, and there you go.
How much water you've used from there and everything.
And then I'm going. And they even have an app for it.
Wow.
They have an app for everything.
Tell you how many gallons of water are still in your unit, what the purification level is, and what you got to do. Insane, right?
That's a great idea.
So atmospheric water jet. I can't wait to put one in my garage because that's when I mount my 50 caliber turret on the top of my house.
Right.
I'm going to have that on the other roof next to my Solaria panels, and life's going to be good.
There you go.
So now I have drinking water. I've got electricity. Got my 50 caliber turret for the zombie apocalypse.
Right.
And, the only thing I got to get rid of is really sewage. And
with all the money that you saved by using the Solaria panels, now you can afford barbed wire to wrap around your house.
Hey, there you go.
For that zombie apocalypse.
That's right. Exactly. So, it's just interesting right now, right? You got to keep close tabs on this coronavirus. I hope you guys are sanitizing as much as you can.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Speaking of corona, did you know that they just dropped off a cruise ship down in Oakland this morning? 3,500 people that's infected. So they're docking in Oakland.
Wait a second.
A little bit about
wait
that
a second.
too,
Yeah, they're docking in Oakland this morning. So
do they normally?
I don't know the deal that they got going on. If the members are supposed to get off the ship, but it's 3,500 people from different countries that's infected.
Wait a second here. Why are they bringing them to Oakland, California?
To Oakland, I don't know.
What?
Yeah,
it says this: a cruise ship with nearly 3,000 stranded travelers prepares to dock Monday in the port of Oakland.
Mm-hmm.
No, there got to be
a
some
coronavirus official. We're past the point of outbreak.
Oh boy!
So I guess they quarantined on the ship or something like that, right?
Are they better? Are they?
I don't know.
Are they fixed?
It says this is on the LA Times. We have to implement broad mitigation strategies. The next 2 weeks are really going to change the complexion in this country. Pardon me. We'll get through this, but it's going to be a hard period. We're looking at 2 months probably of difficulty. This is according to the Surgeon General, I believe.
It's the CDC and everybody else, right? 2 months? What does that mean? You're bringing these now they have to be.
Crazy.
Guess
they
who's
gotta
been the hardest
be,
hit? Santa Clara, California,
and
the
Seattle, Washington,
37.
What?
Yeah,
Seattle, Washington. They got the most deaths on the West. I think it's up to 8 or 9.
Why the hell would we bring that ship down here to Oakland's port, which is the
1,000 of those people on that ship are from California.
I think we should leave them out in the Pacific.
All the passengers will be quarantined for 14 days at military installations.
Okay, well, geez.
That's when they can turn them into the new zombie army that you're protecting yourself from.
Okay, cool. Nice. At least we'll get to start there, right?
Yeah.
That is just insane.
This whole corona thing. Have you ever seen the movie Outbreak?
Yeah, a long
the
time
same
ago.
exact thing. That's what I was thinking of when it happened. Like, this is like Outbreak. Remember, it started from the monkeys and then transformed to the humans. And
really?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
It was a movie. It was a movie in 1994 called Outbreak. The same exact.
It
thing.
was the same movie.
Wasn't
this
that
is
Bruce Willis
same
in that
exact
one?
thing. I forget who was actually in it, but what's going on now with the coronavirus?
It's the same
if you
thing,
watch
huh?
that movie, it'll just like, what the heck? They said this 23 years ago, 25 years ago. It's crazy.
No, that's a mind-blowing
crazy.
experience.
Well, but they haven't proven that this came from a monkey.
They said bats or something.
No, that was a myth.
Oh, okay.
That was a
really?
myth.
That's what they
it's
started.
because the people in that province supposedly eat bizarre foods. They eat bats.
Well,
They'll
let's
eat,
put it this way: anything
scorpions on a stick.
anything that moves, they'll eat. If you laid down long enough, you'd be eaten. So.
Scorpions
Yeah,
on a
but
stick.
all this exotic stuff. I mean, they find there's an animal. I forget what it is. I think it's a pachyderm, but it's the most trafficked animal in the world, and from China, and specifically from that region, supposedly.
What's the significance of a pachyderm?
The significance is that you're passing something from that through that animal over to another person. Transmission.
No.
Well, remember, they're not putting that on the airplane and putting a UPS sticker on it and saying thank you. They're sending it clandestinely through smugglers, things of that nature. So you see what I'm saying? So
in animals,
that route cannot be policed.
That's just messed up.
So that's a potential possibility, supposedly, of how these things may have transmitted to others. But
through their animals.
I'm like, what were those Chinese doctors doing to the pachyderm? You know?
Yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Oh, my goodness. Who knew, right? Just keep watching.
The point is, it's over here right now.
Yeah,
Riverside County declared an emergency because of the coronavirus.
Riverside County?
Yeah.
That's close to home, man.
That's too close.
You know, what did they say? They wanted to drop those guys off in the city of Corona? Just a couple of weeks ago? I'm
it's
just
no
like,
different
seriously?
than when they drop off the mental patients in downtown Riverside.
Yeah, right.
Well, mental patients, we can kind of get over that.
Well, just put them in your neighborhood then.
Well, it's not scarier than the coronavirus. Mental patients, coronavirus.
I don't know.
Jeez, look, check it out. Okay, so the procedures to avoid the coronavirus are this: avoid the sick.
Right.
Number 2, avoid touching your eyes or your nose or your
mouth.
ears or like that, right?
Yeah.
All right. Stay home if you're sick.
Yep.
How many of you guys go to work when you're sick? I know I've done that before.
I do it all the time.
Cover your coughs and sneeze with a tissue.
Oh, boy.
Right? Clean and disinfect frequently touch objects, surfaces using regular household clean spray or wipes. And then, the last one, follow the CDC recommendations for masks, whatever those recommendations are.
Yeah, they're
all right, so check it out.
HEPA 5, they're like military
5 of
style.
these right here. The average
nobody
human
does
being
that. Yeah,
doesn't even bother doing any of that.
Wow.
Okay, that's the same stuff your grandma or your grandpa told you to do years ago. When you sneeze, cover your mouth.
Correct.
When you cough, cover your mouth. I see kids in public doing it like nobody's taught them.
Wow.
Well, guess what? Their mama didn't teach them before them, and their grandma, and that's what the problem is.
Just got to watch out for that stuff, man. Be healthy. Get some Lysol.
Use some basic,
Lysol
built in for survival.
The prices of Lysol should be about $90 a can here soon.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, there you go. That's another market.
It is.
Hey, let's open up an Amazon account, Patrick. Let's go.
There was one gouge that was going on. I think it was in China. They were charging $5,000 for a box of masks.
That's just insane.
Yeah, it was a markup of like 50,000%. They were saying.
Wow.
Well, let's get into the Lysol and mask business, buddy.
Hey, and then you have to convert that Chinese money to American.
Or rupees, one of the two.
Whatever.
Hey, I got PayPal. It's all good, baby. Well, hey, man, I can't thank you guys enough. Thanks for hanging out with me today, Patrick. I'm glad to have you in the show, man. Just kind of hanging out and telling us your stories.
Thanks for bringing me
Sean, you're just as crazy as ever. So keep up the good work. And
well, I'm glad Patrick, got to
finally,
sit in on this
he finally did it, right? Finally came in doing his thing, and he's
he's doing his thing.
He's got you're going to be going to Florida pretty soon.
Yeah,
so tell us a little what's
your other life.
My other life.
Yeah,
tell us your other life a little
Patrick is a professional rap star.
Well, trying to be not a star yet, but just a rapper.
I've listened to your music, man. I like it.
It's pretty cool.
A lot. It's really, really good.
You want to throw out any tags or anything?
What's the name of it?
No, I'm not going to do no tags. This is more for our business show. So
okay, all right.
So see the integrity of the man.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, definitely. I do. I will be in Miami May 3rd. So
if you see him out there, anybody in Miami, give us a holler.
Yeah,
you see me out there with my blue Prius, with writing on the side.
No, man, check you out, man. We don't do home improvements out in Florida, right? Anyways. All right, guys.
Panels, though.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks a lot, and have a great week, and be safe out there, okay, guys?
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Peace.
The Energy Hour was brought to you by
Beauty, efficiency, and power. The only product we know in the solar industry is Solaria. Maximum power. For nearly 25 years, Solaria has set the pace for solar panel performance, efficiency, reliability, quality, and design. Maximum power. Solaria continues to leverage its patented technology, engineering expertise, and sophisticated automation into creating one of the most attractive, energy-efficient solar panels available on the market today.
Maximum power.
What really defines home solar? How about Solaria? Quality you can trust for your home or business. Solaria is the new benchmark for solar energy. Where do you get this panel for your home or business? Go to QHIinc.com. That's QHIINC.com/Solaria. SOLARIA.
You spend to ensure good health $100, $1,000, $1 million? For less than $100, you can get a 2-month supply of a VHE Superfood, the revolutionary new health supplement packed with everything you need to look great, feel great, and have renewed energy. Call 618-800-6670. A VHE Superfood, beyond organic. Go to realhealthforyou.com. Total Life Energy in powder, pill, or elixir. Your health. What's it worth to you? Call 618-800-6670 now.
Got latest electric bill? Is it less than last month or last year? Probably not. But if you had a solar system from QHI, it would be. Your electric meter could be running backwards. Right now, get a QHI system installed for no money down, no out-of-pocket expenses. Get an immediate savings on your electric bill. Call 909-609-5437. Solar is all they do. Call QHI 909-609-5437.
Capture the joyful magic of the holiday season with Virtual Santa. Virtual Santa is a high-definition projection effect that walks, waves, laughs, eats cookies, and puts presents under the tree. From outside, it's so real, you swear Santa's in your house. Virtual Santa, originally seen on ABC's The Great Christmas Light Fight. You can choose from traditional Virtual Santa or new African American Santa. Holiday effects include Virtual Santa, Mrs. Claus, Santa's Workshop with Christmas elves, and so much more. Buy one effect or a bundle. Available in HD DVD, digital download, or USB flash drive. Also available in LED projection bundles. For a winning Christmas display that will delight your neighbors young and old, visit us at virtualsanta.com and become known as the house where Santa lives. Virtual Santa, where holiday spirit begins.
Thank you for listening to The Energy Hour. Visit them on the internet by going to QHIinc.com/TEO. That's QHIINC.com/TEO.